The Legacy of Wisdom project gathers and publishes answers to many of humanity's most pressing questions from some of our most experienced and profound leaders.
If somebody wants to essentially live a conscious lifestyle as they age, what kinds of elements should they try to create around themselves in order to live a better lifestyle later?
You know, in India they had this idea that there are stages in life. You're a child in a family, then you're a student, then you are, you know, a husband or a wife. You have your job and so on, and then at a certain point you reach some kind of a stage in your life when you want to sort of start preparing for the departure. You start sort of detaching and preparing for death. Jung was also talking about, you know, making that that kind of division there, that and talks about the solar and the lunar aspect of life. The moon, something that dies, that sort of grows and dies, whereas the sun is the permanent principle that actually gives the light to the moon. And he said, if after you are 35 you have not somehow discovered the transcendental aspect of humanity, you're in trouble. And if you discover it too early, you might also be in trouble. So there's a certain balance. Now, you know, I can see how it would be easier to do it in some kind of Himalayan ashram, but I think there are other ways of doing it, which is what I became aware as dying before dying, sort of going through the death rebirth process, where you somehow dissociate from your identity from the body, and so that as you are coming close to death, you're thinking about it as you know, a process of abandoning the body rather than end of who you are. And I think for us in the West, the problem is to be able to live spirituality in everyday life. And it's a challenge, you know, in a culture where there's so many incredible temptations. And, you know, many of the great Indian and Tibetan gurus did not really do a very good job when they were taken out of the ashrams and put into Western culture, where there is sex and money and, you know, all those temptations. So I think there is something to say for dying in a circle of friends. I, for example, appreciate very much our connection with the transpersonal community, with people, you know, like Ram Dass and Jack Cornfield and Francis Vaughan and Roger Walsh and Ralph Metzner and so on, where all of us have done some, you know, pretty significant work on ourselves, and then we can sort of function as a support for each other. So I would prefer to have those friends around than being somewhere sort of alone. And I think there's, you know, one of the problems of dying surrounded by relatives and so on, as we know from near-death experiences, is that other people have difficulties to let you go, and you sort of hang on to you and so on. And I have trust in my transpersonal friends that when the time comes, they would say, you know, it's your time, go. And I hope that Christina would be able to do that. I think if you really spend life in some kind of systematic self-exploration, I think there's something to say for being surrounded by, you know, not a lot of people, but sort of a close circle of people who have some kind of insight into the process of death and letting go.
But in terms of the living of the life for the 20 or 30 years before that one comes, is there a kind of quality of life that you would recommend people try to bring into their lives?
You see, I have seen many people as a psychiatrist who basically don't have anything but their work. And then when they retire, They just sort of, they lost the reason, that they don't know what to do with their life. I had the other problem that I cannot really very easily retire because all the interests and the commitments still sort of continue. So it's more my body telling me, now with my back, with my legs and so on, I cannot do all the travels I would like to do. Now I need business class to go somewhere. If I don't have it, I'm going to stay home. And then what's happening to your eyes tells you, if you can read or you cannot read, and so on. So in some sense, what we try to do in spiritual practice, which means that detachment and so on, is the body is doing it for us. You realize that there are certain things you cannot do, and it also, the memory and so on, it becomes easier to live in the moment rather than having, a lot of the past coming into it and so on. So I think if you have really active interests, then you will not feel lost just because you don't have a 9-to-6 job, and you find ways of entertaining yourself in the best way you can, the best way your physiology and anatomy sort of allows you.